So good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this training on essential oils with Cynthia. Cynthia has become an essential oils course. She's taken Cynthia has become an essential oils coach. She has taken a course from the, well, let's see. I'm going to have you tell us the rest of it, but you've taken a course from the Essential Oils Institute.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Axe. Is that correct, Cynthia? Did I get that right?
Yes, that is right.
So before we launch into essential oils, I want to give you just a little bit of history here. Back in 1910, Carnegie and Mellon commissioned a report called the Flexner Report, which essentially destroyed medicine in America. It institutionalized medicine in America. In 1910, virtually any medicine that wasn't patented by one of the major drug companies was put out of business. Schools that taught unconventional medicine were shut down, and the drug companies took over. We live in a society right now where if they can't patent it in a drug company, you have trouble getting it. But we're emerging from that society. We're emerging. We're going back to our roots, going back to God's medicine, and that's what essential oils brings us. And Cynthia is, as I said, an essential oils coach. So we're going to talk today with Cynthia about essential oils. So welcome, Cynthia. Who just joined us?
Me.
Carol. Hi, Carol. Good morning,
Hey.
Carol.
Hi, Carol.
This is too long. I got so much stuff to do today.
No, I know.
I'm ready to go.
All right, so welcome, Cynthia. So Cynthia, what prompted you to decide to become an essential oils coach? I know you've been using essential oils for a long time yourself.
Well, I started in 1997. I was looking for something other than antibiotics to take care of colds and flus, and I received a pamphlet in the mail about essential oils, and I just read about it, and I decided I'm going to send off for those little samples, which I did, and I got in the mail. And then when I got them, I was scared to use them. I thought, I don't know anything about these. Don't know anyone that's used them. Know nothing about it. So I just started really slow, putting it on my body and just kind of seeing if I broke out or anything. And I was doing fine with them. And I started gradually using them, and I just loved them. They helped with colds, and they just made me feel better, made me sleep better. They were just had a lot of good uses.
So that's a pretty impressive testimony. So what motivated you to become an essential oils coach? Tell us about that journey.
Well, I want to help other people understand that this is another way to help keep themselves healthy when, drugs, you can only maybe combine a couple of them safely, where these, you can put several of them together and they don't interact. They help your body. They help it grow and heal. And I've had experience for 20 years doing this, and I know it helps.
So one of the things that I think is true today is that the drug companies just push patented drugs down our throat, and they have every one of these patented drugs has side effects, potentially bad side effects. Isn't that something you experience yourself?
Yes, I have. They put me on a blood thinner, and then they took me off of it, and I had a stroke after that because they'd had me off of it too long. They didn't realize how long they even had me off of it, and I ended up with a stroke, or a blood clot. And I'd had a stroke before that because I really was supposed to be on a blood thinner. But I wasn't. That's what they thought, But I think some of these oils can thin your blood too, maybe in a safer way. So I'm working on maybe trying to do that in the future. But to find someone to help you is like almost impossible.
But that's what motivated you to become a coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To know more about it and to be certified to say that I do know this about it.
Mm-hmm.
Through experience and through the testimonies of other people that have actually went through the same thing. There's all kinds of testimonies you don't hear about. There's studies being done on these, and they have helped people.
So can I really replace all the medicine in my medicine cabinet with essential oils?
Yes, I believe you can. I believe it, yeah. There's
So
things
tell
for
us,
your
I mean,
stomach.
pardon me?
There's things for your stomach, like peppermint, excellent for that. For sleep aids, lavender is really good. Stress, lavender. Lavender is my favorite one. I've used that from day one, and I just love it. You know, the scent, I'm not wild about it, but it helps me. It's stress reducing. It helps you sleep. It helps you if you have a burn. I've already burnt my tongue and taken a drop of that and put it on there. And you know how a burn lasts for days? It's gone by the next day. You do not know that you have a burnt tongue from food, you know.
And that's with lavender?
Lavender oil will do that.
Yeah. That's one of my favorites too. I actually happen to like the smell of it. I have some lavender oil here. I sprinkle it on my pillow at night sometimes and lay down. And it does. It's a sleep aid too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And stress, if you're under stress, it really helps you. I mean, I used to put it over my heart all the time before I started using any drugs. And I would every night because I have AFib, and it would help calm your heart down. So.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow. I guess maybe we better make a statement here that these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA, and they're not designed to
To cure anything.
diagnose or cure any disease. So if you have a heart fibrillation, you should probably go see your doctor.
Right.
But you've seen your doctor.
Oh, yes. Many doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I find, essential oils have been used for thousands of years, right? I mean, what's the history
yes.
of essential oils?
They're back from before Christ. He invented them before even people were made. He invented the plants and people started using it in Christ's time. They used these oils like frankincense and myrrh and or some of the other ones, that were in that region, That's what they used, and they were considered people that had them were considered very, very popular, and not popular, but wealthy. These were expensive at that time.
Wasn't there a trail, a Mideast trail that was called the frankincense trail or the myrrh trail? I don't remember.
Oh, I don't know.
Where they transported these oils from, one country to another?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That could be. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you've talked about a couple of your favorite oils. You talked about peppermint and lavender. What other oils?
Oh, my. Rosemary, great for ear infections. I just put a little dab on the tip of my finger and just kind of rub it around my ear. Because sometimes with a bad cold, your ear starts hurting. Rosemary is great for that. Cedarwood is good. That's good for bronchitis or anything, close, with your chest, like build up of fluids in your lungs. Oh, my. Lemon, that's good for cleaning even. It's good for congestion also. I've used some of these even in my dryer. Put on a piece of cloth and just throw it in your dryer to put a different scent on things instead of those toxic, things that bounce and things like that you normally throw in your dryer. So, no, they're great. And eucalyptus, that's good for sinuses. I know they say not to put them next to your nose, but I do. Now, on a child, I wouldn't. A pregnant person, be very careful with any of these oils. And on a blood thinner, be careful also. And I am on that, and I still like them.
Okay, so you've talked about a little bit about some precautions with essential oils. So with a young child or maybe a pregnant person, we need to what? What should they be concerned about?
Because there's some of them that can actually cause the uterus to, actually maybe go into labor. And you don't want the child born too early, so you have to be careful which ones to use. And I know from, this course which ones not to use, which ones to use,
Okay. So if any of you ladies out there are pregnant, you should probably talk to Cynthia before you put any essential oils on, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really. I mean, yeah, and one thing, if you do happen to get any near your eyes, I would actually Use vegetable oil. Don't ever use water. Water intensifies the strength of an oil, and if you do that, it would hurt more. So if you put liquid vegetable oil around your eye, and the pain will just go away because it dilutes it. And I think Deborah had a question. Deborah?
So my daughter's about to have a baby, and I've been doing a little bit of research on essential oils too. Mm-hmm. And I know it said that you can use neroli during labor to help ease the pain of labor. Mm-hmm. And then there was another oil that said you could also use during labor. I want to say, is it cypress or clary sage? There was another oil that they said you could use during labor to help ease the pain of labor. Do you know which one it is?
I don't know offhand. I would have to look it up. I'm thinking it's clary sage, but I don't know offhand for sure.
Yeah, I know that I can remember it said neroli. Am I saying that right? Neroli, or is it neroli?
I think it's neroli.
Neroli, okay, because I know neroli said that. And yeah, I'm gonna have a new grandson within the next few days or so, I do believe.
Congratulations.
Thank you. My fourth one.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, I just wanted to ask that question. Thank you.
Great question. Yeah, anybody who has any questions, jump right in. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about.
Carol has a question.
What's that?
Carol has a question.
Well, unmute yourself, Carol. All right, I'll unmute you.
Who's here? Oh, okay. Yes, you were wondering about the clary sage. Mm-hmm. And yes, that does help with labor also, and cramps and such. So I thought I'd just verify that for you, that you are correct, that clary can be used for labor.
Mm-hmm. Also. I thought so, but there's some of them you can't use. You don't want to use because they could cause you to go into labor and when you don't want to. So you have to be careful there.
Right. Unless it's
specifically said a little tiny bit for a child. Where an adult,
as long as you know and you read your bottles first what it does. I mean, I've got a whole pile full of oil paraphernalia forms here that I've been putting together, and it's amazing what these oils can do. I mean, it's no wonder we lived hundreds of years back in the day, because there were no chemicals being put into our food, you know, in anything that we touch and whatnot. Everything was so clean in that respect that our bodies didn't break down like they do today because of all the chemicals and everything. So, yeah, clary, however you pronounce that. I put it away.
Clary sage.
Clary sage.
I actually love that stuff. I have some here.
Yeah.
I have some. So why don't we talk a little bit about the different grades of essential oils too? I mean, I know we market a line of oils that are absolutely pure. They're certified, but there are many oils on the market that are of a lower grade. Can we talk about the different grades of essential oils and what people should look for?
There's some of them that are just filled with, different fillers to make it go a little further, so they can get a better profit from their oil. But you really should look for some that have went through the certification process, like through this company that we're with, Asante. They have like 4 different certifications saying that they are organic and safe. So that's about as good as you can get anywhere. I have never heard of that anywhere, and I've used oils for many years. And they say therapeutic, they say pure, they say clean, they say, good for the environment. They never really say totally that it's organic and good for you, where this company does. That's what I'm really, really proud to be with this company.
Well, in fact, isn't it true, as I recall, that the word therapeutic grade has absolutely no standard definition? It has no meaning whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. And when I started with oils, that was the highest grade they had. They didn't have anything else. That was all you could get. For now, we're learning that doesn't mean anything. They can have all kinds of pesticides put on the ground, and it's still, they're saying therapeutic. So
now, let's go down that rabbit hole just a little bit further, because we do have a line of essential oils that are organic, but many of them are not USDA organic. Can you comment on that?
Well, I found one in the store just the other day that went through a certification process, but it's not organic.
Yeah.
You're not saying organic, but
But
it did.
I'm specifically referring to people, if people who are in Asante Organics want to know why some of our oils don't say USDA certified organic. It's because the plants are not grown in the United States, so they can't get a USDA certification on the plants, but they are grown in a locally certified. It's not USDA certified, but it's a locally certified organic farm.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
I think so.
Yeah. So these are all these oils are certified organic, and they're pure, and there's no fillers in them. Oh, and the other thing to be very careful about, you might want to comment on heat distillation. Oils need to be cold pressed, not heat distilled.
Right, or at a very low temperature. They can't be. They're destroyed at a high temperature, and then they have no value anymore. You're using them, but they're not helping you. You know.
So if they are oils that have been distilled, they're essentially food coloring. They've got no value whatsoever as an essential oil.
And also some of these oils, they say they're safe to take internally. I would be very careful with that because you can get it on your skin and it gets into your system. Why take it internally? Lemon you can probably do. You do okay with. Lavender just to put on your tongue is okay. Peppermint you could put a drop in water, but I wouldn't go to too many of these, putting them internally. You can do damage inside. And why? When you can put them under your feet, you can soak them. You can put them in water and soak your hands in them. You can put it on your wrist. You can put it on anywhere on your body. Why put them internally?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, one of my favorite things to do is I make a mouthwash for myself out of a little water with a couple drops of peppermint oil in it, and I love it. And it certainly beats buying the products on the market that are loaded with chemicals and made with petroleum. I have a friend who's a truck driver, and he cannot gargle with the conventional mouthwashes that are on the market without mentioning brand names. If he walked into Walmart and bought mouthwash and gargled with it, he couldn't pass a breathalyzer test, and he would lose his commercial trucking license.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've noticed when I've used them in the past, I will get a cold from it. It's like it destroys all the good germs and everything in your mouth. So I haven't used them in years, many years, maybe 40 years.
So a couple drops of peppermint oil in water, one of the best mouthwashes you can, I love this stuff. It's just really awesome. And
our toothpaste from Asante is great.
Yeah.
I used to have sensitive teeth, not anymore. Ever since I've been using that, they're fine.
Yeah. So, but every now and then there are oils that people do recommend they can be ingested. Now, the important message here is that for many oils that the company says you can ingest the oil, it's because the oil has been radically diluted. And it no longer really has the potency of a pure essential oil.
Right.
Is that correct?
That could very well be why. Where Asante, they do say in their book not to take it internally, which I totally agree with.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take them internally.
Yeah. So do you have any other favorite oils? We talked about mixing oils, and you were telling me the other day that you mixed several different oils together to help you with colds and things like that. You want to talk about that?
Yes, I am using eucalyptus, peppermint, cedarwood, lemon, rosemary, and lavender right now in a diffuser, like 3 or 4 drops in our diffuser from Asante. You put that in there, turn it on through the day, and I just use that and breathe that in. And I put some under my feet, the same regimen of those 6 oils I put under each foot, and I put some on my chest because I have had a bad cold here lately, the last couple weeks here. And mainly because of the surgery I had several months back, and I'm just in a weakened condition right now, and I have to get myself up again by using the oils.
So what's that list of oils?
It's eucalyptus, peppermint, cedarwood, lemon, rosemary, and lavender. That's just ones that I have. I have more of them to pick, but those are the ones that mainly are good for colds and, you know, anything with your bronchial, your lungs and stuff.
So there must be hundreds of essential oils on the market. If it grows out of the earth, you can press it and get an oil out of it. In fact, essential oil really is coming directly from plants.
Mm-hmm.
But for someone who's new to essential oils and hasn't really used them, they can't go out and buy 100 different essential oils. That would be overwhelming. Is there is there a beginner's kit or a starter pack or a few oils that you would suggest for someone who's a beginner that these are the must-haves?
Must-have would be lavender, eucalyptus, and peppermint. Have to have them three. Emergency thing. You have to have them in the house. Don't ever be without them.
Okay, lavender, peppermint, and eucalyptus.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 2 of the 3, so I'm going to have to get me some eucalyptus.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Anything. Now, if you don't have sinus problems, you don't ever get a cold, don't ever get the flu, then I wouldn't worry about it. But, you know, you have to have it in the house. You know, if you're more than one person, if you have a family, I would definitely have that and diffuse it at this time of the year.
Okay. So if people want to learn more about essential oils, what's a good source of information for them?
Well, the Asante book has a great, way of learning about the oils. This Essential Oil Institute is wonderful. They can contact me.
Do you have a copy of the Asante book there? Show me that.
I do. Right here.
Yeah. Just so where do they find the essential oils in there?
It's toward the back, and it tells you about each one of the oils. Kind of a line up here.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And it's on my website too. You know, they can read it on there.
Okay. So how do they get in touch with you?
Okay, they can go to www.esanteorganics.com/Cynthia K. CYNTHIAK. And Asante is ESSANTE Organics.
Now, how about your Facebook page? They can contact you through Facebook?
Yes, through Facebook, through the Messenger is a good way under Cynthia K. Fork, or they can get a hold of me through Gmail at cynthia.fork279@gmail.com. That's Cynthia, CYNTHIA .FORK279@gmail.com.
All right. Anybody else have any questions or comments they'd like to toss into the mix here? Just go ahead and unmute yourself. Carol, you've always got something to say.
I know it, right?
That's good.
I don't know. You know, we talk about absorption into the body and things being good and bad for you, what you should and you shouldn't do. Mm-hmm. And like you were talking about before, is not to take them internally. But, I mean, it's such a little tiny bit. And, you know, how much harm can that really do if you take them that way, only when necessary for the things that you want it to work for, as opposed to just putting it on the skin? They're both absorbed into the body, within 20 seconds or so? You know, so really what's the harm for those that you can take internally, or if accidentally you took internally? Again, it's such a minute, tiny bit that I would doubt anyone would die from doing that if they wanted to try it. I'm not advocating to do that. The confusion in my head is, well, if you take it internally or you put it on your skin, it's still going into your bloodstream.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so
the thing is,
what's really the difference?
If you've tested it that you're not allergic to it, if you're allergic to it, it could kill you, taking it
Okay.
internally.
So always test it on your skin first.
Always test it first. Now, lemon and peppermint, I know someone that does take a couple drops and uses it for acid reflux in water. She's tried that and it's worked. Now, that is, peppermint is something that you would normally could eat, lemon and tangerine and orange, but some of these other ones, I would still be careful. I wouldn't do it. I mean, I don't recommend it. I know Dr. Ash or Dr. Axe sometimes does recommend different ones, but he says some of them not for very long. You know, you just have to be real careful internally. I would do it on the skin quicker than internally.
Right. So it's not really a don't ever do that. It's more of a test and see what your body can handle or not first before you take any other further steps with the oil.
Right, because you could do major damage, I would think. That's why I wouldn't. You know, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone, but
well, it's like a
more on the cautious side.
So it's just like a bee venom. Some people are allergic to that real bad, and it's only a teeny little drop of it, you know.
And it can kill some people.
Right.
A bee sting, if you're allergic to it, you know, you could be gone, you know.
Right. So always test it on your skin before you do anything with it. I would say that should hold true for things that oils you put in a diffuser then also.
Oh, yes.
There, then again, you're breathing it in. So whatever method you use to get it in your system, you should always test it on your skin first. Maybe wait 24 hours, make sure nothing happens.
Right. See, I use these 6 because I'm used to them. If I was a beginner, I would never use that many. Maybe 2 of them at a time first. But I'm used to them.
Test on each arm.
Right on your wrist. The most sensitive part is right here. And if you break out there, that means you stay away from that.
Right, exactly.
You're allergic to it.
Yeah, well, that thing about the diffuser, I think that was a good thought there, that because you do breathe that in, so for sure test it on your skin first.
Well, I have to tell you that 20 years ago, I didn't have a diffuser. All I had was steam. I'd steam the water on the stove, put it in a safe pot, and then just kind of put the oils in and just breathe them in, put my head over it, and you know that helped wonderfully, you know.
Yeah. My mom used to do that with the Vicks Vapor Rub when we were kids. Put a towel over her heads, you know, breathing the water from the pan. So
it works. Whatever works, I say.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I think the general message is on a public broadcast like this. The recommendation is don't ingest oils, and you should do it only under the supervision of a certified health professional who's certified in.
And that would be a doctor. If you're taking other medications, I would talk to your regular doctor because, you know, like I wouldn't know what would interact with these. I even call, you know, like my pharmacist or my doctor when I have a question.
Yeah, it's a good idea, your pharmacist, because, you know, you can't ever get to the doctors.
Right. You know, I do get to
the pharmacist, that's a real good idea.
Oh, yeah, they're just as knowledgeable as your doctor.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Okay. Well, that was real good information, Cynthia. I appreciate you, and thank you for being here for us today.
Well, you're welcome.
All right. Anybody else have any questions? If not, Cynthia, do you have any final closing thoughts or comments, or are we're all done here?
Well, I want to thank you, Len, for hosting, and and asking the questions. And for the other people here, Deborah and Carol and anyone else that's coming in the future, if you have any questions, just get in touch with me and I'll be glad to figure something out for you.
All righty. Awesome.
Okay.
Well, thank you, everybody, for coming. And that's all for today. It's a wrap.
Thank you.